Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Kate B live stream from sunny Florida. We're here watching the sunset at the park, and we're going on a walk to get some steps done. Welcome to Kate's B channel. Hi, everybody. It's me, Kate B. Welcome to my live stream on the Saturday evening and beautiful Central Florida, United States. Welcome to my live stream today. I'm taking you on the walk in the park. I took you before, so we're here at my local park to watch the gorgeous, beautiful sunset. It's nice, not too hot, so I'm catching up on my steps. The weekend is almost over. Usually on Sunday night, I'm like, the weekend just went so fast. But it was a nice weekend. I can tell you about the highlights. My girls cooked. We did some activities. We went to escape room yesterday. Today, I took my daughter to an obstacle place, like a fun place inside indoor park. And now I dropped my daughter off at her gymnastics because they have a parent night out. Yeah, I'm a free mom for 3 hours. So in her gymnastics club, it's like a great deal. $20. They babysit, they feed them junk food, which I don't care. And they're gonna watch Team USA Olympic trials for gymnastics, for women gymnastics. So that's a great event, and I dropped my kid off. She was really excited to hang out with her friends, and I just feel it's a nice breeze. Finally, it was so hot during the day. Another highlight was that my 15-year-old daughter mowed the lawn for the first time. I tried to encourage her, not to criticize her. She only did the front lawn, but that's a progress. That's a great try. It was very hot, and I was coming out to help her with few things. But yay, my child can mow lawn now. My child cut the grass all by herself at 15. Yay, I'm so proud of her. So it wasn't for free. It wasn't like her her chore or task. So I told her she wanted to buy something, a little reward. So I'm gonna buy her something for $16.99. So today it cost me $16.99 to mow my own yard. I don't know how to mow the grass. I never mowed the grass. I never considered mowing the grass was my job. So I'm like, nope, I can cook, I can clean, I can do laundry, but I absolutely cannot mow the lawn, and I absolutely cannot do the yard work. But never say never. Sometimes if I have to, if I don't have anybody, I'll probably will learn the skill too. But at this point, I don't have my excuses. I don't have a green thumb. Florida is too hot. Chris Rudy, hi, welcome to my live stream. Sarah Peter, hi, welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I wanted to show off my beautiful sunglasses, but the sun is going down so fast, so there is no need for the sunglasses, so you can, see my eyes. Welcome to the live stream. What are we gonna talk about today? I call those TED Talk on the walk. I call this rubric when I go for a walk to catch up on my steps. It was a very good weekend. I feel rested. I slept okay. I slept better the Saturday night, but this night, last night I slept not so good, so I was a little, I don't know, I was a little grouchy. But now I'm okay because we did great. I dropped my kid at the gym, as I say. She's having a good time. My other daughter just minding her own business, and the kids have the whole week off because of the holidays. And what I'm happy about, that this is going to be a short week because we got extra day off on Friday, and it's going to be a week of 4th of July. We don't have plans. We were invited to barbecue pool party, so maybe we'll take an off and we'll go and hang out with some friends by the pool. It's really hot in July in Florida, so I know, you don't even want to be in the pool because the pool is probably 95 degrees, very warm water. But anyways, I was thinking what I'm gonna, Zafir, Sati, hello sister, welcome. I remember you from yesterday, from yesterday's live stream. Welcome back to my channel. Hello, how are you? I'm okay. I'm great today. I'm good. I was a little bit grouchy in the morning because I have to get up at 8:30, and I brought my daughter to a morning mass. She's going to church with her friends, and she wanted to go a little earlier today. Oh, look, Mauricio Vega. Hi, how are you? $4.99. Thank you for sending me this super thanks. I'm really excited. You don't have to, Mauricio. You're so nice and generous. Thank you so much. If you're first time on my channel, I'm Kate. I live in sunny Florida. I'm just showing you this beautiful bird. She's probably drying her wings. She's so beautiful. Or maybe she sees a fish in the... And this is the local lake in Central Florida, Orlando area. Thank you, Mauricio. That's super nice of you. I really appreciate the support to my channel. Where are you from? Are you first time on my channel? Welcome. I'm so excited. Thank you for your generous super thanks. Anyways, so I'm in a good mood. So kids, you know, that's the age when, you know, kids kind of are more a little self-sufficient. At 15 and almost 11, I can get myself a little break. I can plan my day, and I can ask for their help to help me around the house with the chores. So I think that it gets easier. You know, sometimes, like when you have a teenager in the house, you don't know what to expect because they can be moody, they can be upset with something. But I'm blessed with a very good teenager, and she has a job during the summer, and she's very responsible. And even if we have a little misunderstanding or, you know, a little argument, we always mend up. We always find, you know, the strength to apologize and to kind of like, you know, say that we are sorry, and we move on. We don't hold grudges. That's what I teach them in the family. We don't hold grudges. We try, even with the little one, you know, sometimes as a parent, it's very important to me, because when I was growing, adults never apologized to kids, and I didn't like that, because adults sometimes could be very rude and cruel to kids without knowing the truth, blaming kids you know, for something. And that was really, you know, like in the childhood, that was really disheartening. You know, as a kids, we felt like they didn't respect us, they didn't count, like our, you know, opinion matters. We were pretty much we pretty much didn't have like rights to express ourselves, because parents were always right and adults were always right. Even adults from, you know, like from somewhere else, like if the teachers were not nice to you, we couldn't tell our parents, and like our parents always would tell us that the teachers were right and they have a right to kind of like tell you what to do, and if you get offended, it's your problem and stuff like that. We were scared of them. Yes, we were scared of teachers. They didn't respect us. В очі тім наморада у солітейра, чи в очі в солітейра в керер. I like you too, thank you. I only could understand the керер part. My name is Neela, and I think that you are such a great YouTuber. Thank you so much, Neela. It's very nice of you. I get discouraged at times because, not many views I get for my cooking skills, not many views I get in my kitchen. But I'm so happy to meet new people and new viewers come into my live stream. And I think live stream is important to me because I can be authentic, I can speak from my heart, I can pour my soul out about good and bad, what's going on in my family, how I feel, how I react. I can be emotional, I can pretty much myself during the live stream, and I think people appreciate authenticity this day. People appreciate people who can talk frankly about their heart feelings, and I think it's not only like happy-go-lucky every day. People go through a lot of difficulties, their personal struggles, family struggles, their kids' struggles, and because we play so many roles of every day, I think it's important to let it go. And my way of letting things go, just go into my live stream, be myself, fire away, talk away, get it off your chest. That's my philosophy. Get it off your chest, move on. So when we're growing up, parents and teachers, they were adults and we should respect them no matter what. Now it's different. Now kids are respected. Kids where we live, like we live in the United States, for the most part, in the, the standards to treat kids are very high, and at schools and outside, like anywhere my kids go, I can be safe that adults treat them nicely, they don't abuse them, they don't scream at them, they don't disrespect my kids. So, and I'm very comfortable about my kids going to different places, learning to socialize, learning to behave with different age groups, with different members of the community we live in. And I think it's beneficial for them. Like I asked them, do you want to go for this special party to watch Olympic trials? And I know this is very important for my kid because she's in gymnastics and she gets inspired by this USA Olympic team that's gonna represent our country in the big Olympics in Paris. And I know it's important to her. It's her passion. Gymnastics as a sport is her passion. So I asked her if she wants to go, and she said, yes, Mom, it's so exciting. And I'm happy that my daughter is very social. She's not super shy. She's not a teenager yet, so she's a preteen. Well, she's not quite a preteen. She's going to be 11. And I think it's important for me that she likes to socialize, that she's not reserved. She's not, and I think she takes this character qualities from me because I think she's my spitting image, and she's my, the character, and she was born in August, the same horoscope sign if you believe in horoscope signs. But anyways, so when I asked her if she wants to join the party, and she said, yeah, Mom, of course, we're gonna watch Olympics. I love those beautiful birds. Look how beautiful the nature is in Florida. And this park is so beautiful at the sunset. I don't know what it is, but look at the colors of the sky. Look at this atmosphere. It's so relaxing. It's so rewarding after a long day. Even if it was a Sunday, it still was a long day, busy day. T-Money, MILF alert. Oh my gosh, you here again, T-Money. I hope you mean well, because I don't know at this point how to take your comment. I don't want to get offended and super, upset about you, and I don't block you. Dude, I'm taking this comment as a compliment. I'm a middle-aged woman. I'm going through maybe a midlife crisis at times, and when you say MILF alert, whatever. Maybe it's a compliment. Maybe I'm still alive, and maybe I'm still allowed to have, maybe I'm still allowed to have sex and enjoy it, So, T-Money, I remember you. Behave. If you're gonna go further, I might, punish you. So, Dylan Love. Welcome, Dylan. So, it's a compliment. You're gorgeous. Okay, deal. Okay, I'm not gonna be mad. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, like, you should listen to your kids. Like, again, back in the day, parents didn't count, like, what we want. Everything was arranged by the parents. They didn't include us in the discussions where we go in, you know, for summer break, or they didn't include us at discussions what we actually want, because, you know, parents struggled financially at times and they couldn't provide a lot of entertainment for us. So when I grew up, things were very basic, and I'm okay with that now. But I have this mentality, you know, I'm all or nothing, you know. I back in the day, I didn't have a golden middle. Now I finally, at 47, I'm finding that balance in golden middle. I find my theory of compensation when I know that each area of life is important for me, but some gets like 90% of success. Like you know, I talk about like career, family, parenting, like all these spheres, all these areas of our life that, you know, makes us whole, make us happy, like making us feel accomplished. So now I know that it's gonna compensate one way or another. I cannot be a good parent 100% of the time, you know. So if I'm a good parent 85% of the time, it's good enough, you know. It's gonna overcompensate somewhere else. So my point is, I'm always compensating for my, you know, for the shortcomings from my childhood. And I think it makes me feel like a child. It makes me appreciate life here, and it makes me appreciate even more what I can give to my kids. I don't know if you understand this thought. And I encourage you, you know, not to take things for granted, because I come from a very poor environment. I come from socialism. I come from communism. I come from Soviet Union upbringing, which put a lot of complexes on me as a person in the like first half of my life, at least like first 25 years. I was pretty much, you know, zombied and dumbed, and I was afraid of everything. I was like a nerd. Like I was like kind of like nerdy. I was scared of everything. I wasn't as free. Seek God and spread his name, and also remember he loves you. Thank you, Dylan. Very good point of points. Value is important. So yes, but there are universal values, you know. It's health, it's family, it's love, it's good relationship, it's stable finances. Those are universal values you cannot take away. And I understand that English or Spanish? English. I understand that when my parents raised us, times were tough economically, times were tough financially, times were really tough politically, because at some point Soviet Union broke down, people didn't have decent jobs, you know, people got bankrupt because, you know, their savings were gone because of inflation. So a lot of bad events were happening, a lot of bad things happening to our parents, and they were put in the circumstances that they couldn't provide extras for us, you know. They couldn't provide that luxury, you know, vacations like we take now with our kids. They couldn't provide it. So I'm a spoiled brat at this point, because I feel like I'm overcompensating for what my parents couldn't give me. But I'm very happy and I'm very grateful that I can pass it to my kids with the knowledge that they are very privileged, that they don't take things for granted, they be grateful, they don't demand everything, they stay humble, they stay put, they don't show off. Yeah, I can allow myself to show off, you know. I earned it. I worked hard all my life. I did what I was supposed to do at the time I was supposed to do. I didn't fool around. I wasn't in trouble. I wasn't alcoholic. I wasn't taking, you know, like, you know, I didn't abuse drugs or something. Absolutely, 100%. Dylan's, thank you. Yapping. Salmon plays. That's okay. You're allowed to scroll. Thank you for stopping by and giving your comment. So I try to explain to my kids, you know, I come from the environment that things were not pleasant all the time. Things were not sugar-coated. And that's why, you know, I embrace everything I have now, and I'm allowed to kind of show off and teach them. And tell them right from wrong, because I've been in both situations. I've been in the different environment, and now finally when I worked hard, when I did everything by the book, when I'm still working hard until, you know, retirement is not even nearly, I probably need to work another 20 years. And I tell them it comes with a sacrifice, it comes with a price, it comes with the hard work. So what I'm trying to say that I teach this my kids, but I shouldn't be, Lol, go to bed, listen to the lady, my G. Thank you. So I want to explain to my kids, you know, it's not because somebody gave me something, you know, we never relied on our parents leaving us inheritance, because of course, you know, back in the day, they didn't have much, and my father was able to privatize his apartment from the government, so he pretty much, all these years, he only paid like utilities, and the apartment belonged to the government. But when the Soviet Union broke down, people were allowed to pay a little amount of money to make their homes, their apartments private. And my dad took that opportunity. He wanted a sugar baby Kate. You want a sugar baby Kate? Benedict, I have no clue what I'm talking about. Say hi. Riley, please. Riley. Hi, Riley. Welcome to my live stream. Kate B from sunny Florida. Beautiful sunset at the lake. I love you guys. Thank you for stopping by. I have 106 viewers. I'm happy to speak for you. It's my TED Talk on the walk, whatever you want to call it, TED Talk. Technology, entertainment, discussion, whatever, TED Talk on the walk. So, what I'm trying to tell you that, on the other hand, as a kid, I was disrespected at times, so I don't want that for my kids. As an adult, I get to decide what mistakes I don't want from my parents' skills, and what mistakes I try to avoid, and what I try to teach my kids. So I'm more respectful to my kids. And like this weekend, we had some misunderstandings, but even with my younger kids, she would find the courage, she comes back and she would say, Mom, I'm so sorry to be rude to you in the car like earlier today. And I'm like, wow, I do something right. If my kid admits, you know, being a brat, if my kid admits hurting like my feelings, or talking to me in somewhat a disrespectful way, at least I gave her space and time to realize. I gave my daughter space and the time, like she's almost 11. I gave her space and the time to realize she was wrong. And she came back to me. I still brought her to the place I promised, like for entertainment. I didn't say, no, we're not going anywhere. Like I kind of told it in the car in the moment. I said, hey, listen, I don't appreciate your tone. Do you want me to turn around and go back home, not go into this entertainment place? And she said, no. And I'm like, okay, dude, I'll take you. But when I took her there, like 30 minutes down the road, she'll come back from playing her obstacle courses and she would say, hey, Mom, I'm so sorry for being rude in the car for you. You know, I apologize. Like, I didn't mean it. You know, I was just grouchy. And I'm like, thank you. I do something right. So what I'm trying to say, the respect comes both ways, you know. I give my kids space sometimes because I'm like, my mom would always be so authoritative. She will just scream and she would always tell, I'm right. You're not arguing with me. That's period. And she would punish me with the very stupid ways. Like she will ground me. She would take my phone away. Like my you know, they have this phone with the big wire and you will be not allowed to take it in your room. Or she would even, you know, listen to my conversation on the phone. Like she would do that. She would literally pick up another phone which was connected and she would listen to my conversation. She would do that to me. So I never understood all the stupid ways to punish me. And I was, you know, I was really upset with her because we didn't have a chance to reconcile as adults. My mom passed away when I was 24, and I never get to talk to her as an adult, you know, reconciling all these little things. But I know for sure I don't do it to my kids. So I give them space, I leave them alone, I don't punish them. Even if I can sound really mean, I can say, hey, listen, I'm gonna turn around, we're not going anywhere. Do you want that? And she would say no, and I give her space, and she comes back and she apologizes to me. So I'm like, I did something right, because yesterday when I was like snapping, or I was like, you know, I'm like a fire. I fire away sometimes, yeah, and we all have moments. And as I say, I'm a very emotional person. I never subside my emotion. Yeah, I do have emotional intelligence because I took all these fancy trainings for the work purposes, but at home I want to be myself around my loved ones, and they know, they kind of know that I can snap and I can be happy and we can like mend up and move on. But yesterday there was a situation when I had to apologize, and I have to make things better. So I'm like thinking how much easier it is to lead by example with your kids. Kasil, Harum, hi, welcome to my live stream. Again, it's the weekend, almost over. Blood 999, hello. So if you it doesn't matter what is your culture. It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter, what are your own personal problems as an adult. Just remember, your kids at some point learn from your behavior. They don't learn. Yeah, I know it's good when they read Bible, when they go to good schools, they have good teachers, they have respectful environment, they have good friends, they don't have bad influence or bad peer pressure. But at some point, they not only get knowledge from the books, from the Bible, from, from other communities, they get knowledge from your behavior. They notice your behavior, how you behave at home. And hi Kathleen, Gamal, hi Paul, hi, nice to meet you. I have no clue why you're saying Paul. What does it mean, pure? Bye Kate, blessing to you and your family. Thank you T-Money, have a good evening, have a good weekend, and have a good week ahead. Thank you for stopping by. 108 viewers, welcome. It's Kate B from sunny Florida. The sun is setting, it's beautiful, it's getting a little hot, I'm sweating, but I'm doing my steps. I only need like 4,000 steps tonight just to make up my daily routine. So and I like, this knowledge didn't come to me easy, because and just because my parents were in the circumstances that they were in a different culture. And at some point, you should realize my parents are children of like post-war children, well, like Second World War children. So their parents were traumatized with the real war back in the day in 1942. My dad was born in 1941. My mom was born. So you can imagine what kind of parents they had, like how English or Spanish. English. Thank you, Saad. Dylan. Bye, Kate. Thank you for stopping by. Bye. Have a good night. So you can imagine how my parents grew up with all sorts of, with all sorts of their own sorrows and struggles. And at this point, I forgive them because I understand why they were like this. The society was like this. There were not much progress. There were financial struggles. There was this stupid communism agenda. And I never hold grudges at them. I can talk openly with my dad now why my mom was like that. And he's like, oh, it was just her character. Do you speak Russian? Yes, I do, Saad. Thank you for asking. I'm 50% Russian. Yes, and Eastern European bloods in me. Lots of Moldovan, Ukrainian, and all sorts of Eastern European bloods. But I learn, and I even if I want to talk to my mom, I have my dad, so I overcompensate talking to my dad, and sometimes I can express the feelings I felt as a kid. And he said you turned out okay, like my dad was always say, it's nothing to worry about since you turned out okay. I didn't turn out to be alcoholic. I didn't turn out to be a bum. I didn't turn out to be uneducated and unhappy depressed person. So my dad takes it easy, you know. He knows like I'm not holding grudges to my mom, because, you know, she did whatever she's supposed to do in the circumstances. They both did a good job staying together as a couple, as a parents. I always admired my parents for staying as a couple, because a lot of my friends didn't have dads around, and it was devastating. I always felt sorry for the girls who didn't have dads, and down the road these girls ended up having like poor relationship with the man because there were no dads present in their life. So I consider myself so lucky just for the fact that my parents were a couple and they stayed as a family till death did them part. And I saw them, you know, I saw them together through thick and thin, you know, through thick and thin. Do you say that? Yeah, I saw them in struggles. I saw them in financial troubles, and you know, they stayed together no matter what. Oh, again, sorry. You move again. Okay, how are you? Sushant Mishra, good morning, ma'am. Good morning. Welcome to my live stream. So I always say, again, you believe all the time. You wanna think about what you compensate with what. So yes, we were poor. Yes, I didn't have fancy clothes. Yes, I didn't have nice vacations. Yeah, but considering I had basic things, and considering my parents stayed together, and I had a dad and a mom, and they loved us, you know, they were worried about us. They provided a safe place to live. My mom was a really good cook. She was an amazing cook. She passed all her knowledge, all her experience in cooking to me, and I think I have a good cooking gene from my mom. I cook very good, tasty food, healthy and tasty food. I can cook every day. And I really appreciate that my mom took an effort, and she made me to take an effort to learn from her. Even sometimes I was like, oh, Mom, leave me alone. I don't want to do that. Learn from experiences. The trauma will start in brain and had side effects. For this way we interact with people. Yeah, I understand. I understand. But that's what I'm trying to say. You can't get stuck with the trauma. It depends how bad was trauma. But, you know, if you want to move forward, if you want to improve something in the quality of life, you need to overcome your psychological issues. You can't blame them on your parents. You can't blame them on the culture. You just need to cope and find a way to improve. You know, you have to find the ways to get over things, to compensate with something else, to compensate with good relationship with people who are existent in your life now, to compensate with great relationship with your kids, you know, to compensate with, you know, a better education and, you know, better work opportunities, and make a little more to provide for your family. You know, you can always find the ways, but you can blame them. What sugar boy? You know, why would I blame them? I try to find what they did good, you know? Why would I blame them for you know, like following the stupid culture and politics and following, you know, that were the times they lived in. They were, again, I can tell you, nobody wants to be a child growing after the World War when the place was ripped. And when the place was ripped, people were poor, people were struggling, they didn't have good clothes, they didn't have good food, you know, they had to rebuild the country. Are you working? Yes. So that was important to me. My mom always worked. She always, like, my both parents worked, and I remember she gave us, you know, a lot of responsibilities since early age, so we can cook for ourselves when we come after school, so we can clean, we can do a lot of home chores. And I think it was important to me to see my mom working, and she was a really good social butterfly at her work. Your situation doesn't sound too bad. Oh, no, it's not bad at all. You know, I wasn't sexually abused, I wasn't physically abused. You know, what is everyone talking about here? About, you know, childhood traumas and how we try to do it better with our kids, not to make mistakes our parents made. So I'm just discussing, just because as a parent now, it's my first time to have a teenager in my house. It's my first time, it's my second time to have a preteen, because, you know, with the second child, you already have some tools and opportunities to know different situation. But I have my teenager. It's the first time I'm a mom of teenager, and she's gonna go through a lot in this, you know, very. I'm proud of you for working to break the cycle. Yeah, and I'm trying to say that she's a girl. At some point, she's going to be a mom. So I want her to remember me to be a little more wiser than my parents were, you know, because we live in a totally different world. We live in a privileged world. I have no freaking, you know, it's almost will be a sin to complain, you know. I have no freaking right to complain about, you know, my situation, but you know, you can't explain to kids, because of course we have emotions, we have little problems, we have like household, you know, sometimes little disasters, and every day you deal with some sort of situations where you have to, you know, where you have to deal with, you know, small problems. I'm not talking about like somebody being in unhealthy or in trouble, but just like small things around the house, household duties and stuff like that. So you're right, ma'am, thank you. So I teach my kids, you know, I teach my kids to work hard and to be responsible. That's my main point, because I don't want my kids to be privileged brats that they're gonna rely on servants. They're gonna not learn how to take care of themselves, you know. I don't want to teach my kids that's always going to be somewhere else cooking for them. I don't want to teach my kids that, you know, they can skip the laundry and can, you know, they can just do whatever they want. They have to have order, you know, some kind of order. And I teach them that for women, it's important to take good care of themselves, and it's important to do a lot of things on time. You know, I don't understand, like, when you're young, I try to explain them, when you're young, you have more energy, you know. When you're young, you tolerate life circumstances a little better. When you're old, it's hard to go back to school. When you're old, it's hard to do a lot of things. When you're old, like, women have fertility age. You cannot, you know, wait until 45 to have a kid and raise it, you know, healthy. I mean, so everything they want to do for themselves, everything they want to achieve, time shouldn't be taken for granted. Time is very limited. So I tell my kids, there is no gap year, you know, like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I want to work for a year. There is no gap year. If you want to have a gap year, you know, like how people, oh, they don't know where to go. They didn't do well in high school to go to a nice college. You know, you want to take a gap year, you're going to be out of the house. You're going to do it at your own expense. You're not going to do it on my back, because I have certain expectations from you. I'm working hard to raise you to the point when you're 18, you're like young adult, and you can choose between college and go into the workforce. But I don't want to be that helicopter mom that will accommodate every little one that, you know, for my kids that they decide they don't want to go to college. I'm like, you know, there is no such freedom for you, because if you don't want to go to college, you're going to be off my, you know, books. You're going to be off my paycheck. And it may sound really radical, it may sound really unkind, and, you know, it may sound really, but, you know, nobody cared what I do after 18. I worked since I was 16 too, you know. I taught little, you know, kindergarteners. I taught them English, and I made some money on the side. I still have stipend from my college, because back in the day, every month we received like a little stipend. So I had my own money from 16, and I knew how to save, and I knew how to help my parents, like with the food and the bills. So, you know, I don't want my kids to decide they don't want to go to college, and after being 18 to live at my expense. You know, I don't want that. That's why I invest in them now, invest in their skills. I try to teach them responsibilities every day, and my expectations are really high, you know, because financially they can't survive on their own these days. Everything is so expensive. The cost of living is so expensive. That's why we tell them, how about a cute smile? Thank you. Cute smile for you. Thank you. So what I'm trying to say, that I'm trying to be nice to them. I'm trying to respect them from very early age. I try to explain to them that, you know, even if we have difficult time, like we get into a quarrel, we get into an argument, we can still talk, we still can communicate. We, you know, like I love them unconditionally, and even if they're gonna be in trouble, I always my heart is always open to be by their side, to make them safe, to, you know, be there for them. But I need to teach them to become independent adults, and there is no way, you know, I don't believe in that flexibility when they can. Hi sister, hi Pan, welcome to my live stream. Joshua, Sushant, welcome. I'm confused, ma'am. I will hard exercise and yoga. Yeah, I'm good for you. Please do yoga and exercise. Where are you from? So I know people say, oh, give them freedom, give them flexibility. College is not for everyone. You know, in my book, college is for everyone. If I could do that, like with the scarce of resources, with the, how you say it? No. Yeah, with the lack of resources. If I could do it back in the day where, you know, we didn't have good books and good libraries and good, you know, we didn't even have good programs because the market economy was just beginning after the communism fell down. But I still managed to get my bachelor's degree. We still managed with the resources, with the lack of resources. And na zdrowie, Kevin, thank you. Na zdrowie for you too. College is horrendous and completely useless. If your kid doesn't want to go, you should force them, cause it's just a debt. Well, that's what we teach them, not necessarily a debt. Hello. And who cares if it's a debt? At some point, doggies doing their business. Sorry, I just wanted to show you a beautiful doggy. I know these people, I always meet them on my walks. Beautiful, I think it's husky doggy, and this gentleman always walks this doggy. So when you live in your own town, you recognize people, you know them. So yeah, you're right, you know, some people, yeah, it's a debt, but don't like, in my book, that keeps you motivated, that keeps you going, that keeps you getting a bulletproof economy in any economy to get you like specialty or profession. So and you know, yeah, college is not for everybody, and we teach them part of the debt can be covered if you get a good scholarship, or part of the debt can be covered, you know, if you if we help you a little bit, but you're going to be responsible too and work a little bit, put towards the way savings towards your college, and be responsible with your money. I agree, it can be a big debt, but you know, it's a great possibility to get education, even if you're in debt. But at least you get some education, you get some college degree. So I strongly believe in college degree. And you know, I mean, you can teach your kids all you want, because you're an adult and you're responsible for your child's safety, for your child's mental health. But when they're adults at 18, I can't really force them to do that. I will just explain that I'm not going to support them financially until 45. So they need to move their butts around and figure out how to be independent adult and provide for themselves. That's my philosophy, because my parents, they didn't give me the luxury of choosing what to do, work or college. There was a very high expectations of going to college and get a degree and do something in life, not, you know, not to fool around and not being, because they were poor, they couldn't provide for me. At some point I had to help them because their retirement paycheck was like so small that they didn't have enough money to pay their utilities, you know. So at some point I had to help them financially, and I never I never got any inheritance. I never got any college money. I never got any college funds. So yes, we're different. We're saving some for our kids' college education. We're saving and we're giving them some financial help. But we need to tell them that at some point my job is done when you're going to be on your own and you're going to be an independent adult. So I hope they understand this concept. For more years for Biden, I don't know what you're saying. We're not discussing politics here because they did it to you. How are you going to sow it to someone else? Money brings to feel peace of mind. Money only give you physical comfort and mental comfort. Yes, I greatly agree with this statement. I greatly agree with that statement. You're gonna be hard with money with your child when you're young. Hi, Brex. Welcome. Yes, and I agree that money gives you peace of mind. Money gives you physical comforts. They don't give you happiness, but they give you room to maneuver, you know, like they give you room to maneuver. If something happens, you have this, you know, financial stability to mend things, to fix things. And it's important to explain this to people. Just be very smart with your money, not to spend too much and stuff like that. And I'm, you know, me and my husband, we're very frugal with our money. Even I'm trying to come off as a show off, you know, like having, you know, some fancy things that I couldn't afford back when I was growing. Even though, you know, we are very frugal and we're very, very smart with our money. So I want to teach my kids that money is not falling from the trees. So you have to be very smart with money and just not to waste it on only pleasures and not to waste it only on wants. Money should be spent wisely, and, you know, like special funds should be made for a rough, like we call it, like Black Day. So, and I think my philosophy is just lead by being a good role model. So my kids gonna non-verbally absorb this, you know, knowledge and culture from the family, and they're gonna just, you know, come to me for an advice. And I know they could be, you know, tough times, and they would come and say, hey mom, how did you do all that? More wealth, more money, more you worry, then greed comes. Not good. It's sort of sufferings. Better to be content. Money only give you physical comfort. Yeah, and mental comfort. Yeah, I agree. So I'm at the point that I don't have to worry about like everyday spendings, but I also realize that I still have 20 years of I still have 20 years to work until my retirement. And if God forbid something happened to me, like health-wise, my husband will be able to allow me not to work to bring money to our like family budget. So I have this peace of mind because I'm just, you know, I'm just happy that I married the right guy who is good with the money and who understands, you know, what's going on and how to be careful, how to save, how to be smart. But other people may not have this opportunity. That's why I think from the very early age, you have to explain to them to make some kind of like financial, you know, reserve, where in bad situations and rough situations you can at least not have this, you know, financial burden on you, that you can solve your problems, and they're not really problems if they can be solved with money, right? So that's very important to me. This is not a joke. Get help. Hash Brownie, this is not a joke for what? I don't quite understand what you were trying to say. Thank you for stopping by and leaving a comment. Hear the accent. She killed at least one man in the sleep. Mad! That would be fun. Did you kill your husband? Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Why are you asking me all these silly questions? Why would I do that? That's so ridiculous. Why would I kill someone and then come on YouTube channel to expose myself, like, some crazy chick? Man following you, get help. Man following me? Which man? In the park? Anyways, it's been 49 minutes, and actually I had another topic to talk to you. Fun fact from my career: Western materialistic lifestyle. Yes, very materialistic lifestyle. Divorce, depression, anxiety, loneliness, worst case killing, and suicide. Only money, sex, party, drugs, marriage, divorce again, marriage again, divorce. Then I don't know. Yes, it's materialistic, but it's a great motivator to have it's a great motivator to live longer and healthier if you have means. So even if you say it's materialistic, it doesn't bother me. This opinion doesn't bother me. Yes, I admit we're very materialistic and we live in a cruel world that, people can do a lot for money, and they can, do unethical things, and they can lose their morals and values for money. But, everybody's situation is different. Unless I'm not doing anything illegal, I'm not gonna tell you how I make my money, So, and I can be very open about telling you that I work from 8 to 5 every day, and I have very minimum of vacation and sick time, and I'm pretty much tied to this place of work for another 20 years. So I am very committed to what I do, and I know that I can't fool around and just drop and lose my job, because I'm going to lose my comforts, and I'm not ready for that. And I admit that I might sound very materialistic, but nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with loving the money and working hard for your money, and be proud of yourself for not just asking for money, but working hard and using your education, using your brain, using your skills. Nothing wrong about living in the materialistic world. I think money is a great motivator for people, and the comfort you get in exchange for money is not, you're not taking it for granted. The vacations, the comfort, they don't corrupt you, because it's always time for vacation and it's always time for work. So if you're a responsible person, if you're smart and good with your money, if you have work ethic and you're planning to work for the next 20 years just to put in your retirement plan and be self-sufficient, not rely on the government paycheck, I think it's responsible to do. And I think that everyone should have that mentality to rely on themselves and try to get the most from the years you can work physically, and try to get the most from the years of your career to put money aside and save for comfortable retirement, to save for the comfortable living when you're old and you're less healthy and you can't work anymore. I think it's personal responsibility. It's not the responsibility of the government to provide for you. And I strongly believe that, it's my responsibility to keep myself healthy mentally and physically, to be able to work until the retirement age. And it's nobody's responsibility to pay me social security unless I pay my dues, unless I pay my social security taxes, and unless I pay into a retirement fund. So I'm very much aware that I work for the comfortable life, being an old person, and I hope my life expectancy is I have better odds to have longer life expectancy here in the United States. And I'm not expecting anybody to help me financially when I'm old. And I'm not expecting anybody sucking off me when I'm old. So that's why I teach my kids, hey, listen, you better be decent people. You better learn how to, learn skills, how to have good education, and how to provide for yourself, because I'm not gonna be happy to, you know, always financially support them until 45 or 60. I might die by the time they're 45, so they have to be on their own. They have to learn it just like I learned it, being from freaking different culture, from Europe, coming here as an immigrant and working my butt off. It's crimes against humanity. Okay, problems always started from top business leaders, politicians, but poor people suffering. It's crimes against humanity. You're talking about Pop Smartin. Yeah, talking about life. Top population. I don't know. I'm behind you, tiptoe. Until what age should you work? Well, I'm planning to work until 65, so I'll probably have another 18 years to go. True, the government job is to bury me after working so hard. You wish. They don't even cover your burial here unless you're a veteran, so nope. It's your job to put money away for your funeral so kids don't just, you know, have a financial burden to deal with that. So it's your responsibility to save for your own funeral, unfortunately. Sorry to give you the bad news. Do you do dog style? Very much so. Thank you for the question. Have a good day. Great lesson for any children. Gulen, thank you. Jesus is king. Don't worry about politicians. McKay, I hear you. Yeah. If you live by God's word, you know, if you have faith, a lot of things can be simplified. I agree with you. But, you know, unfortunately, we can't always rely and say everything in God's hands. Unfortunately, I believe in personal responsibilities and like strong values, and I don't believe in just pleasures and satisfaction all the time. I truly believe in hard work, and I truly believe in, you know, putting the goals and being, you know, accomplished person, doing something meaningful in your life. Doing something meaningful in your life that at least provide you means to, not for basics, but for little extras, for little more comforts than, you know, like basics most people, you know, even don't have around the world. So he just doesn't act in our timeline. He will correct it in this time. Thank you for that wisdom. So it's getting really late. You can barely see me. Thank you for being here with me. Actually, I wanted to discuss a little more about this theory of compensations, like what areas are priority at what age, but maybe we'll leave this conversation for the next time, because I'm very interested in the balance of all the spheres, you know, of your life, of all the areas of your life. And I really feel like at some points, if I have you know, psychological or mental struggles, they can be compensated with a good relationship, or they can be compensated with, you know, like being successful at your job, or those like struggles can be overcompensated in the other area of your life. And I wanted to talk to you about that more, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a teacher. I'm just a person who is trying to figure things out, as most of you do. And I'm trying to be more observant of my own feelings and reactions, and I'm trying to come up with these theories to be able to cope with stress, to be able to cope with everyday hustle and bustle, to be able to cope with my kids' needs and, you know, their emotional state. And that's why those topics are very interesting to me, how we balance out all the areas of life, because we play so many roles in each area. Like, we have to be a good employee, we have to be a good partner, we have to be a good parent, we have to be a good kid to all the parents, and, you know, we don't want, you know, to ignore them, because they might be in the in the late stages of their life, and we might not have our parents for longer. So with all these roles, how how not to burn out, how not to have lots of pressures of those responsibilities, how to be able to balance all the spheres, and like I keep saying spheres of your life, like areas of your life, how not to worry about something is not a priority at this particular moment. So I think I will leave this topic for the next discussion during my live stream. I'm really sweaty because it's really hot, walking outside in like 98% humidity. But thank you for being with me, thank you for following my channel, and thank you for making me feel, you know, open and frank with you and expressing my thoughts without worry to be disliked or being judged. I'm okay with that, because YouTube is a platform where people can be themselves. And even if they have haters, and even they get judged for anything they say or how they come across or how they look, I think it's a good way to grow as a person. It's a good way to find your inner strength to deal with, you know, to deal with unpleasant events. And I just like my YouTube channel because I feel free. I exercise my freedom of speech. I exercise my freedom to be myself, to be an individual that has my own opinions and entitled to express my opinions without the fear of being disliked. Thank you so much for being with me. I love you all, 78 people. It's getting really dark and I'm super hot. Thank you so much for your support. Please watch my videos, please send me comments, and I really appreciate the donation for Super Thanks $4.99 from Mauricio Vega. It was very, very nice of you. Have a good night. Love you all. Kate B. Love you all. Thank you. Thank you for this TED Talk on the walk. It's been an hour. I finished my steps for the day. I did my exercise. I'm happy. I'm ready for the week. And it's going to be Independence Day, 4th of July, so it's going to be a short work week, and I'm very, very excited to have extra days off. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Good night.